Hello everyone, I am Xiao Gang. Now we will look at swipe and SwapMemory. The obvious meaning is that swipe exchanges elements within this array. But it checks the index, which is great. SwapMemory might directly change this memory address, right? The content here in the memory region is directly swapped. Let's look at a slightly simpler example. Let's return to our topic. With this sentence, we mainly summarize this concept. There might be some knowledge that wasn't covered. Let us add a supplement. Also, there might be some knowledge because of this TArray. As a core container for us, it also has some hidden knowledge. If there is any hidden knowledge, you can all go down yourself. You can just take a look at it when you need it. Let's create a host here. We use int mind. We draw it out like this. Then now we wanted to swap the position of the tail. Then let's take a look at the comments here. Adding wise the way swap just swaps. This place will perform more checks. This is a size type. In fact, it's an index because it handles typing. We can see that we directly swap 1 and 5. But if this one passes an index, actually this one will check the boundaries. We should write 0 and 4. Then let's look at the SwapMemory function. Let's look at its comments. Then let's take a look at this spot. This might not have this detection anymore. You can see they simply removed the swipe here. You can see here it has 2 slots here. What is this called? This is called an assertion. In our general development, we can use this kind of assertion, but you shouldn't use it, especially when collaborating with others. If you put a check here, then if this code is placed, there might be issues, but this code might not be something you wrote, nor might it be something he wrote. Maybe I just wrote the code, but he passed the wrong meal. So both of us are responsible for this. So when the two of us started the work, I was scolding too. Why are you passing the wrong things? How did this spot get a pet? And you were scolding too. Why did you write stuff randomly here? Why wasn't this situation considered? This will cause this team discord. It will cause conflict. We often try to log it or use, if it really doesn't work, use this ensure. Ensure only disconnects once. This check always happens at this spot and causes problems. That's roughly what it means. Okay, here we go. Let it directly swap 0 and 5. Right, okay. Let's test it now. So we'll swap them back at the end. Let's see if there are any issues. This looks like an EPEISEA. Never mind. Okay, let's set a breakpoint. Then we'll execute it directly from here. Okay, and then after we've exchanged everything here, you will notice that 5 and 1 have swapped. Then we directly swap the class storage. You will notice that this class storage has it swapped with something from an inexplicable location to an undefined class storage. This is undefined, so we do not know this behavior. Okay, we made an error in this part. This place should still use it. This place will execute a check. Let's try again. I have already started on my end. If we continue executing here, we can just let it run. Did you see the breakpoint is set here? The breakpoint is set here. Breakpoint set here because you went out of bounds. It's just a situation like this. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We have one more point of support to add. In our actual development, actually a method we initially wanted to use, an experimental prototype, but generally the veterans prefer to experiment like this. We generally prefer this kind of syntax, like a for loop, but the veterans generally prefer this syntax. We similarly, assuming we do this, we might have difficulty using this reference. We should stick with our structure. A structure like this. This structure should be able to be suddenly identified. This health value, right? Let's look at swap refill. Let's give it 10. Make it look much nicer. Okay, we actually have another method called this, called the ADB default. That is adding a default one. And here you can see that this adds an object. And here it is a default constructor. And the value it returns is actually its index. We can connect it. Let us go over this. This is quite useful. He adds it to the end. This is actually the index at the end now. Similarly, we also have a method called addGetWrites. You can see that this place returns a reference to the host like this. Actually, regarding this part, it is another object. We can directly hook it up here. This is called guess my fact. And added another one. Then we can change its value here. For example, we can set its health to plus 2000. Okay, then we can take a look. Just take a look at this execution result. I'm going to introduce this function to everyone, because this is used quite a lot. Okay, then let's take a look at the execution result. Okay, please move a little bit.